performed to 100% this marathon, then we'll be moving on. I'm just going to jump into it and get talking about some things. Uh, I was gonna do a 1075% difficulty playthrough right after this, but I still want to do it, and I'm going to look into the mods. But I was playing a little while ago with Utopia. What's the name? Sorry, I'm gonna, I'm gonna get it wrong. Utopia Colony. Where is it? It should be in my library. Ah, here it is. Yeah, Utopia Colony, and it's really early in development. And I completed it. I think the very first time I played through in about 4 hours, and I wrote a review on it. And one of the people from the devs, Utopia Colony on Steam, friended me and actually replied to the review and we got chatting and I gave a few and what would be nice. And yeah, it's obviously very early in development, pre-release or early access or whatever it's called. I can't remember anymore. But it's very new. So they're still constantly adding things to it. And I just got a message today from them again saying that they'd added some new stuff in the base building to add a little bit more interactivity. And seeing as we've been doing like basically what this is day 8 now of surviving Mars, and we're going to have this completed. And and given that the Utopia Colony, even if they do add a little bit more um, material, it's probably going to take somewhere between like 4 and 5 hours to complete. So I normally stream for at least that long. So I thought maybe after completing this today, then tomorrow sometime I'll jump onto that, and then yeah, people can get a look at it outside of what little knickknacks there are out there on maybe the YouTubes or other streams people have done. I haven't really had a look at the community hub on Utopia Colony, uh, whether there's been much done. I think maybe a handful of people have done streams on it, but it's nice. It's another way while I'm in the game because they ask the devs ask the questions of, oh, what do you think of this and what do you think of that and what would be your recommendation? And I can't remember it after the fact, to be quite honest. A lot of it. So I thought, look, I'll get it on stream, and then things crop up as they do. You notice things, and you maybe have ideas and stuff, and then that'll be a little extra, for them to go on. So instead of jumping straight into the 1075% challenge after this, I'll do a quick stream on what they have updated in Utopia Colony just to check it out, and then hopefully get some more info to the devs, which would be nice. It was surprising to me when I wrote the review. It was basically within a few hours the devs had already responded on the review and friended me on Steam. It's nice to see. Uh, it's nice to see people like that actually giving a shit. They're really listening to what the players are saying, which more and more places are doing. But I don't know whether they're a small startup or just some middle-sized indie thing. I didn't really look into it a lot, but they're smaller than people like big developers that make things like Death Stranding and Cyberpunk and whatever else. So obviously they're going to have less resources, etc. But they're still doing a really nice job. It's got really great assets, like it's another Mars game. Yeah, it's colonizing Mars, and they've got like the map itself looks really nice. The terrain and the in-game assets, it's all really well designed, and it looks really good. Yeah, it's just they're slowly but surely adding the other like the quest items and the things that you have to do in the game. They're still adding those, so but we'll see that tomorrow. And wouldn't you know it, I'm barely into my stream, and then an email comes in that I need to deal with. I do believe, yeah. I just need to send a reminder email to our customs colleagues. At least we'll get that out of the way. The next bit of follow up on this work is only going to be at like 7 o'clock in the morning, but I'd rather get this out of the way now than have it forgotten. And at 7 o'clock in the morning, we're sitting there saying, "Huh? What's going on? We didn't get information." Yeah, because then at least I'm clean. The ball's in their court, and I can continue with my stream completely guilt free. Because I'm on duty. I'm on the duty roster this weekend, so I'm officially working until 5 a.m. on Monday. So we are here. We got past the terraforming, what is it, the cold wave elimination threshold, which is 55% on the atmosphere and the temperature. And the cold zones are, as I remembered, I was right. I hadn't misremembered. The cold zones are starting to get smaller because this lake, when I put it down, was originally frozen, and as the temperature's gone up, it has thawed, and the areas of the cold zone are starting to get smaller and smaller. So hopefully, eventually, all of them will completely disappear, and I can get rid of all of.
Funding received.
Oh, lose one rocket. The payload has been destroyed. Which one? Or did I? Yeah, the one. The one we had automated to go in between Earth and Mars with what is it, automatically with the rare metals export. That one's blown up. Well, I hope it blew up when it was landing, as it was coming back from Earth and not taking off with 30 rare metals. I didn't notice that. I was talking. I wasn't paying attention to the rocket taking off. And yet another email comes in, but at least it's just information for something that's only going to be happening. It's only going to be happening Sunday evening. It's just that guys in Hong Kong sent over info. Thanks. Noted. Okay, and back we go. It's Friday. Like, I really hate saying it out loud because I am the superstitious type, but knock on wood, yeah, and I'm saying it out loud in a way that I'm understanding that I don't wish to be foreshadowing. It's Friday, and over the weekend, unless there's like some massive disaster at a factory somewhere where they have to, well, I say massive disaster as in like a problem with production where they need something like really, really SOS. We'll get possibly get a few incoming requests to quote freight rates over the weekend, but outside of what you get the pre alerts for by Friday, you're not really going to be expecting much else to happen until like that needs to be handled operationally at least until Monday. So hopefully we'll have, yeah. touch wood again. Hopefully, we'll have a relatively quiet weekend. He says, "Yeah, yeah." So it's basically just the relatively slow process of waiting for the terraforming to get done. I don't want to do too many. I did. Which one was it? Melt the polar ice caps once. Boost these up a bit, or the water and the atmosphere. And I'm probably going to do the capture ice asteroids because that only triggers Mars quakes. But the nuking the ice caps can cause dust storms. And the last dust storm that it caused was a little over 3 days long. And with the damage it caused to the power system and the water system, I made it through. Yeah, I didn't have a problem. That's why I have the backups. I could do with some more backups, so I'd be even safer. Yeah, but as you see, these haven't even completely filled up since then. So I don't want to. I don't want to bring on another 3 day dust storm with reserves that aren't even full yet. And to be quite honest, I don't think I really want to bring on another 3 day dust storm at all. So we're nearly at 70% with these things. Yeah, the water we can up by capturing the ice asteroids as many times as we need, and then the vegetation will be getting done with the planetary projects. Yeah, that improves water as well. Yeah, and the vegetation with the seeding vegetation. So I'd rather just have a chill last stream and get that done slowly but surely and not cause too much havoc with more artificial dust storms because we're also past the elimination point for dust storms. Unless I caused them artificially with those explosions to melt the ice caps, we uh, won't have dust storms, we won't have cold waves anymore, and as far as I remember, we're at the clear rain stage, so we won't have toxic rain raining down on something anymore. And by the time I think it's 75% atmosphere threshold, then we'll be able to open the domes. Hopefully, by that time, these deposits have dried up. Yeah, there's still quite a lot in there. Yeah, but hopefully those deposits have dried up by that time, and then we can disassemble this little ad hoc colony I put there for to specialize for geologists, and we'll be able to start flattening the terrain for what is it prepping to put the capital here eventually. 'Cause I do believe what do we need to get the capital? I can't remember anymore. Breathable atmosphere. Yeah, so you'll get that. I don't know whether it's a breakthrough and you have to research it, or whether you just receive that. I can't remember anymore. But basically, when we can open the domes, it would be nice to have that done. Yeah, call things quits at the end of the playthrough with the capital up and running and functioning by the time we get to 100% terraforming at the end of this stream. Because I mean, considering how much uh, how much it's going to take in electronics and machine parts, you know, we are lacking a bit, so it's going to take a while. But I'm going to incrementally open that place, so I won't just build a whole bunch of this and a whole bunch of that. I'll I'll put all the factories down that I'm going to want, but have them turned off. But so at least I can start to guesstimate the kinds of populations I'm going to need, and then based on that, figure out the number of diners, etc. But we'll just do it in little steps. So I'll put down maybe 2 or 3 smart apartments. Yeah, let's say 3 smart apartments, and then balance the diners and all the other things that they need for that to get another electronics factory and another machine parts factory up and running, and then just keep building up on that. Because I know what I normally do, which is silly, is I just put the capital down, quarantine it, Yeah, so no one comes there, and then start to build out the place and just completely pack it. But no, I overlook the the requirements of the population, so I don't get the diners and the shops and the service buildings that they need balanced well enough. So I'm just going to do it incrementally, and then it should be okay because we're going to have I want to get rid of these three domes and put all of the water and power production and storage down here, and we're going to have the people that are in these domes as the starting population for that anyway. So once I get a little bit of it opened, I'll close that dome and have them move up there, and then when I get a little bit more done, then I'll close those two domes and move them up there, and then I can start to clean things up down here because that's a mess. I mean, most of it's a mess, but this was just. I started off nice, and then I jumped into the building of that dome and realized, damn, I'm going to need a load more power. And I started to just add more and more. And as we started to put in the more and more of the terraforming buildings and the mow hole and the excavator and so on and so on and so on, the power requirements, especially these, like 50 each and 100 because it's in a cold zone. The power requirements just kept spiking, so I just had to keep adding and adding and adding. But now that the terraforming is
Sector
going up and
scanned.
up and up, I'm making, yeah, it's basically 100% boost. I'm making nearly double of what I originally started out with when these things were here. So I could already start getting rid of a load of these, but I don't want to leave myself in a bad situation because if we do happen to have like a dust storm or something come along, then a whole bunch of these, even though they're going to be spinning like crazy, yeah, it's possible that we have a whole bunch of cable faults and what have you. And I want to make sure that I've got enough to keep myself covered. It makes no odds to me that that's still there running. Yeah, my machine parts maintenance will start to go down significantly, but it's not going to make that much of a difference over such a short space of time that we're talking about. I do, however. Oh, Martian Princess Episode 3 has been broadcast. Another $200 million. That's nice. I do want to replace the rocket that got destroyed that was automated for exports because I want their money, son. Can we outsource? Yes, we can outsource. There you go, and I can put something else in the queue. What can I put in the queue? Don't really care about that right now or that. Don't want the monies. I want tech. That stuff that's going to actually help me. Tourists, no, not bothered with that. I'm not going to be building those two. That's connected to that. Well, we'll do the Omega telescope because that can bring, yeah, gives access to new breakthrough technologies. We even know that reduction in what is it reduces overall research costs, even though it's not really going to make much odds because we've got the vast majority of things researched already. The breakthrough is something like because that I might put that down and then that will give me the eternal fusion breakthrough that I've been waiting for. You never know. I mean, that by far, I think, has to be one of my favorites because I don't like making wind farms and solar farms. Yeah, this, even if it was organized, to me looks terrible. Yeah, I'd much rather have a triboelectric scrubber
Research
surrounded
complete.
by fusion reactors in that special pattern. Yeah, so they're all getting cleaned and what have you. Then and what is it on Eternal Fusion, covering all of my needs. Then have farms and farms of this stuff. It's just that this is the only reason that even this amount is working so well for me right now is the elevation boost and the terraforming boost. Yeah, if I didn't have either of those, then I'd need almost double what you see there. I haven't had to build a whole bunch of them. As my needs increased, the terraforming boost increased. And at least with the tearing parts of the colony down and restructuring and reorganizing, at least it will give me a good opportunity to start to pull things back into balance, because I obviously don't need as many, but I can't be asked to start working on it right now. We'll get it. It takes seconds, going through and clicking to get it destroyed, and the drones pick up the remains. But I want to do that when I'm actually in the rebuild. Once I have at least the capital placed down. Some nice fresh water. We got Hawking Institute. We'll need that in the capital eventually. What else have we got? Don't really care that I can build that. I'm not going to be using rare metals extractors soon enough. Outdome, there we go. That's gonna help us out. I really really want this done. I mean that'll increase nicely, but this is increasing so slowly without it. The I always forget the name of them. Forestation plant. That was basically the first thing that I put down out of all of the terraforming things, and that's had the lowest impact. It's the slowest thing. You can thicken the atmosphere with, churning out junk and heat up the planet by putting out God knows what that puts out, greenhouse gases. And you get these two. You can get these two up to 100 really quick, and then this one's a little slower, depending on whether you're willing to accept the dust storms after the melt the ice caps or not. And then this is just a crawl. I mean, I could continue to expand the number of deforestation plants that I've got down, and it would be really nice if you could actually see. It'd be really nice if you could actually see its area. I'll just reply to my colleague. The customs guy has replied on my mail. I'm going to make a quick phone call. I'll mute. pushing my unmute button. I forgot I hadn't pushed the KVM switch yet to switch back to the other PC. Trying to talk and seeing that the microphone's not unmuting, and I'm like, why? Yeah, but what I was saying, I could increase the number of these forestation plants. I'm definitely going to need another one up here, but it basically just filling gaps right now. If I have the capital here, then I can branch off with cables and put them in a slightly more efficient placing around the capital the way that I'd like to have them eventually. And yeah, I can put them down to get a start on it already. So one, it'll help increase that, and two, it'll be that much further along by the time I get the capital placed down. But it's all just empty peddling. Yeah, because I might do some of it for nothing. Yeah, a lot of this is going to be for nothing because the capital's going to go here. But then once I've got the capital and I can physically see how big it is, where exactly I want to place it, etc., then I know what it is that I need to flatten, because I'm probably going to have to fill some of this in so I can take advantage of at least this vista, if not the research site up there. Oh, and another one of the breakthroughs that I really like, in connection to the green planet stuff, is forests, like well terraformed areas with high soil quality tend to spawn vistas and research sites. It's nice to have that. That's why I tend to try and get as thicker forest around the capital as possible. If you have that breakthrough, then it's more likely that the within its catchment area, and it's going to continue to give you more and more and more comfort and research boost. I'm not going to start putting down forestation forestation plants in like completely random areas out of the way where I'm not going to make make much use of it. And it's currently, well, it'll be outside of the range of the drone hubs anyway. Yeah, these two farms are really getting stuff done. And I'm gonna have to put another storage down. That one's probably full already. That's how I did it on this side, isn't it? Yeah, touching the bottom edge like that. And I'll just have that come down here as far as I can bring it. If I was going to continue playing this, I'd even change a lot more than what I'm planning on within the playthrough. Yeah, then I definitely use much more of this area as the place to have the rockets land.
Anomaly found.
Oh, yeah, place to have the rockets land and put the storages here. Yeah, then I could put the power generation up here and wouldn't have to sprawl down as far as I'm going to need to because of the way I place this lake. Oh, research progress. That was probably from a meteor asteroid impact. Is anyone? Yep, there's someone going to it. Nice. I left those guys there because if anything, gets discovered here, then at least they're close to get to it. Who's there? You don't need to be there. We're just cleaning up a pool of toxic sludge after the last toxic rains. Anyone else? Why do I have a Why do I have a drone assigned to that? Well, I don't. He just ran. Oh, he ran down trying to get there. Oh, is that the drone? Is that That's the drone that we were looking for yesterday. We just couldn't find him because I kept looking around inside the area here, but he must have been near the edge here, and for some strange and unknown reason came to this to charge himself up instead of going home. There we go. We found our missing drone. Who's closest? You're close. Go and charge the little boy up. Let him get home. Now we can bring that back. Not going to need that there either. I found the drone. That's what I wanted to. I must have said like two or three times. Oh, we'll wait for night to fall and we'll see if we can see his red flashing light. And I kept forgetting that the sun would be coming up, and I'd realise, oh shit, I'd forgotten again. I can't see the red flashing lights, and I noticed him. Nice. I guess I'm not really going to need that either, am I? Not that it's Not that it's really in my way or anything. Come on, help brother out. Give him a charge. Look at him, poor little guy. Needs a charge and a clean. Come on, lads. Help out your brethren. There we go. Oh, The Bachelor Mars, episode 1. Good on ya. Give him a boost. There we go. And he's away. We've got him working again. Good on ya. Get nice and charged up there, my friend. You can see his face in the wave. There you go, and he's off back to work again. Got quite a ways to go there, my friend. He'd been sitting there for ages. I probably went through for good 10 to 15 days in game souls, knowing that hub had a malfunction and I couldn't find him anywhere. Mate, if you're going to be trekking halfway across the surface of Mars, then make yourself useful at least. Yeah, where's the nearest? That's the one inside your range. Put it there. Yeah? There's even more concrete there. What's that all about? Only just outside of range. Anyone standing around? No, of course not. Everyone's got something to do. We'll give them a few more. Well, that's 60. Well, then we'll add 5 more and we'll even that out. So they've both got 60. And look at how nice and lush the forests are getting already. Yeah, we'll switch that to mixed trees. It's grass trees and mixed trees. Trees have changed. Oh, that's already on mixed trees. Okay, cool. Lovely. Why is the polymer factory not working? Is it workers or did it break down or broken down? Well, then, even though it says low, then this place obviously needs more drones because I don't like things like that happening. They've got the materials there. They just don't get to it.
Funding received.
Very much. It's music to my ears, darling. We just put some here, but then we'll grab 5 from either side, seeing as they seem to be managing. And that's got 50, that's got 80. We'll chuck all 10 of them in there, and hopefully that'll help take some of the load off. This is going nicely. It's only giving us 1.2 a day though, seeing as that loss of atmosphere is increasing and we haven't received another magnetic shield mission yet. So I don't remember seeing one. No, not yet. Should I do that? Yeah, we'll do that. It's only a Mars quake. He says after cursing at the Mohole miner for nearly 5 hours as to why they weren't repairing it after a Mars quake put it out of action. That was probably the highlight of the series. Watching a single drone take a block of concrete to it every few minutes or so. It needed 100 of them. I'm going to write to. I'm going to write back to the what's his face, the dev that wrote to me about the thing, Utopia Colony. If I can, here it is, friends and chat. There we go. How do I? Oh, there it is. Here we go. God damn. There we go. Maybe they'll stop by, have a look.
Sector scanned. Anomaly found.
Another one? Oh, happy day, and that's a breakthrough. Please, please be Eternal Fusion. Please be Eternal Fusion. Please be Eternal Fusion.
Anomaly analyzed.
You were? Where were you? You were up here, weren't you? Yeah, there. We will bring you back in. And oh, look, are they both? No, only one of them's on their way. We don't really need both of those guys all the way out in the middle of nowhere. I'll bring him in. Yeah, you are going to. Yeah, okay. Having extra, was it having multiple of them scan it doesn't speed it up from what I could tell. So no point. I had so many of them to get the number 6 done as quickly as possible because we had 10 anomalies we had to go and analyze after the after scanning for where his signal come from. You get 10 anomalies that you have to go and analyze, and I brought some extra in to get it done quickly. Oh, hello, we have a viewer. A good evening. Don't be shy. We're in the final stages of the playthrough. Oh, hello. Hi, Agamor. Yeah, yeah, it's getting nice and green now. Started to work on the terraforming already. Almost finished. This is probably going to be the last stream on this, on this map at least, this playthrough. I'll get the capital built, populate it, reach 100% on all the terraforming. Oh, and we have a Stormy as well. Good, good. I was just waffling on earlier. I played also another Mars survival game, Utopia Colony, and it's in really early release. And I wrote a review on it, and one of the devs wrote back in reply on the review, and actually friended me on Steam, and we had a bit of a chat back and forth. He asked questions, and it's probably 2 weeks ago, roughly. And they sent he sent me a message again today on Steam saying that they'd updated some stuff. So if this is going to be the last stream on here, then before I jump into the into streaming the 1007 Utopia Colony, yeah, before I start streaming the 1075% difficulty rating, because Utopia Colony is so early in pre-release, there's like 4 or 5 hours worth of gaming in it. Like from you can complete it in like 5 hours. But he says that there's an update that adds some interactivity to like the base building and whatever. So I thought, it would be a nice little break because I've been playing this for like this is the 8th day now. I'll give myself a little break and play that, and then at least we can see what's new in the Utopia Colony, and maybe the devs take something away from it. If I notice something while playing the game, then at least it'll be on record. Because after the fact, I'm shit at remembering things. While you're playing the game, I'll be talking about, oh, how this could be better, or that be try terraforming Mars. That's the name of a game, is it? Let's have a look. Store, search, terraforming. Oh, there it is. Forming Mars. No, I have. Oh, it's one of them. Oh, uh, that that doesn't really. I don't like these kinds of games where they work on such a zoomed out scale with these hexes over the planet and what have you. I'll have a look at one of the videos. Yeah, detail. Yeah, this is more. This isn't really my thing. This isn't really my thing by the looks. Do you want to not fucking do that, please? I'm trying to scan through it. Nah, it doesn't look like my thing. It's too zoomed out. It's too zoomed out. I like this style. Yeah, where I can get down in the nitty gritty, like Sim City, and the similar kind of play style that what's his face, Command and Conquer established. I like this. That's too you know overall for me. I was thinking about looking at civilizations. The last Civ game I remember playing was Civilizations 2, and they're already up to Civ 6. But that's got so in depth and so intense. I'm like, no, that's a little too much for me. I'm the Command and Conquer. Yeah, exactly. That Command and Conquer was the very first proper game I played on the PC. I remember back in the day. Yeah. Oh, so you bought Civ 4, did you? Yeah. I took a waste of time. Okay. I had a look at it, but it seemed like it was a little too in depth. It looks really nice, yeah, and it's similar to this where you're building your buildings and making towns and what have you, but uh, that's closer to Sim City. Occupy Mars. That sounds familiar, and not from the silly SpaceX T-shirts. Yeah, I looked at this. I looked at this. Yeah, Utopia Colony is similar, very similar to this. It's very similar to this, but Utopia Colony is is still only in pre-release. Yeah, Utopia Colony is very, very similar to this. This looks cool. This is more style my game. This is more my style. There's that. What's the other one? That's more general space survival. I think it was Space Engineers, where you had to like. Is it Space Engineers? Yeah, I had that on my wish list as well originally, but because it's got that silly battle aspect where you have to, I held off on that. I'm probably going to play it eventually, but that also looks very good. Have you played? Yeah, exactly. More interactive, more interactive, more interactive. Oh, what's Alien Imprints? Another breakthrough. Alien artifacts which provide a tech cost reduction. Oh, we will most definitely get that done right now. I don't remember ever having done that before. Yeah, I'm definitely the more interactive style. That's why I'm looking. That's why I'm really looking forward to Icarus coming out. I don't know. I've probably mentioned it like a dozen times. They uh, they advertise the shit out of it on Instagram. Where you can build your own spaceships, more focused on survival rather than building. Okay, I'll give. Where's my little notepad? What was the other one? Occupy Mars. Yeah, I'll put that. Occupy Mars. If I don't write it down, I'm just going to forget it.